Okay. So we come to the fifth and the final case study of a B2B landing page. Okay. Now, the last four case studies, we have been to e-com landing page. Then we have been to a second e-com landing page. Okay. Then we have been through a B2C lead gen landing page built for PMAX. Okay, that is very important. Then we had a second landing page, which was again B2C lead gen landing page built for PMAX. Okay, this is B2B. Now, this landing page I made it myself. I tested it, and as you can see, and it's very obvious from the human elements that this landing page is working in the Gulf, okay, the Gulf region, UAE, UAE, Saudi, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, and Oman. Okay, now the structure of the B2B landing page is slightly different from a B2C landing page, which is, and I just want to give this out right in the first, is a B2B landing page will have the first scroll elements or the above the fold elements of a e-com landing page. Okay, it might sound surprising, but this is how it works. Okay, and we have tested it. Again, I have tested, like in my 16 years of career, I have tested over 200 150 odd landing pages. I have seen like more than 200 landing pages. So this is a result of after a lot of testing, years of testing, especially with the new campaign types. But B2B, again, we are running only on LinkedIn and a little bit of Google, but it's majorly LinkedIn. And this landing page seems to work very well with a typical B2B audience. Now, what are the elements of a B2B landing page which borrows from a e-com landing page? Okay, and not from a B2C landing page, is that the above the fold pain point slash hook. Okay. Now, why is it? Why is that? Because in e-com, we are asking the user to buy impulse purchase. In B2B, okay, you know you will not have many conversions. Okay, so that is why it borrows the elements from ecom, because a ecom is where you are selling a low AOV product and you want people to buy right away. Okay, in a B2B, okay, you are not selling anything, of course. Your AOV will be like in thousands of dollars or probably millions of dollars if you're selling a CRM package or something like that. You're selling enterprise resource LMS or anything like that, it's like millions of dollars. But if you want to get the inquiry, you have to take the first fold elements of e-com landing page. Okay. And then it changes into a B2C landing page. Okay. This is very interesting case study. It is still very dynamic. Okay. People will have a lot of different opinions about a B2B landing page, but I'll show you how it works. Okay. Now, if you see right on top, you have three trust building elements: guaranteed ROI, tailor made corporate trainings, official from OEMs, which is original equipment manufacturers. It completely depends on your service. Okay, if you are an agency who deals with low budget accounts, then you should not be making a B2B landing page. You should stick with a B2C landing page. Okay, but if you are an agency who are dealing with high value clients, okay, high value clients, which means they will have a typical budget of, let's say, 500,000 in a quarter, okay, which is like what, like 500,000 in a quarter is like $100,000 in a month. So that kind of clients, if you want to generate leads from $100,000 per month budget client, then you should use this B2B landing page. Okay. Now, again, our favorite, going to the mobile version. I really like this mobile view. This thing, it's like very neat. Okay, so as you can see right on top, these are three trust building elements. Okay, why? Because these are what a typical a typical corporate learning and development manager or the learning and development team, which is our major target, looks for is, you know, official from OEMs, which means authenticity, tailor-made corporate campaigns, because they will typically have like more than 5 members in each training, and then guaranteed ROI, which means they want some kind of guarantee to pitch it to their boss, okay, and to get the budget approved. So it's all about budget approval. Okay, B2C is not about budget approval. Okay, so there is the question of money in B2C comes much later. Okay, it is more about quality of the lead. Okay, intent of the lead. Yeah, intent of the lead. That is something that we can do it with the B2C landing page, which I showed you earlier. But in a B2B, okay, you will only get like few leads in a month. So you need, of course, you need quality, but you have to understand quality and intent is just on the opposite sides of the spectrum. A quality lead cannot be a high intent lead, and vice versa. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm breaking some bubbles here. I'm bursting some bubbles here, but that is true. When you are into lead generation, a high intent lead need not be a high quality lead. Okay. Why? Because a high intent lead is someone who wants to uh, enroll in your service now. Okay. That's like, if you're an agency, that's like a $10,000 per month budget client. That's a typical, falls into the category of a B2C client, the like AOV wise. So that person wants you to start now. So it's high intent. It need not be much quality, okay? But it has to be high intent. And that is what my landing pages do. When it comes to B2B, okay, please understand this. When it comes to B2B, there is nothing called intent. Okay, I'll say this again. When you are running B2B campaigns, okay, it's not about the platform. There is, when you generate B2B leads, it's got nothing to do with intent. Okay. Why? Because intent doesn't account for anything in B2B. They're like they are like $100,000 a budget. What is intent going to be there? Okay, they will take 1 month to approve your budget. What role does intent play? Intent is when the lead converts faster. That is intent. When it comes to B2B leads or B2B lead gen, it is all about quality. Okay. And again, here I will give out a little bit secret about LinkedIn, which is probably an open secret now, everybody knows. LinkedIn does not give you intent based leads. Okay. Its algorithm is complete stone age. Okay. I have run LinkedIn lead gen for like it's been more than 8 to 9 years now. There is nothing called intent in a LinkedIn lead gen. Okay. There is only quality. Okay. There is only quality. So when it comes to B2B, you have to make sure it is quality. Okay. Uh, so right on top, you see trust building. But then you see a mix, you see urgency. Now, where does urgency come? By the way, I really like these photos. I have used it. If you want to know the website, it is pexels.com. Uh, okay, this is the website. They have very nice photos, and you can just download them for free, and you can repurpose them to any size you want. So I have got these beautiful photos from Pixels, which and this page worked very well in the Gulf. Now you will see now what I'm saying about pain points. Okay, now one is there, talk to our expert, and this is what like select your preferred course. There is a huge list, and then the how many members. So this is the typical B2B. Now, if you see the number of fields is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just the bare minimum information. Okay, again, there is no such thing as intent in a B2B lead. It's all about quality. Okay, intent is only when you strike a deal with the purchase department of that company. Okay, so I'll not get into that. That's like a whole other rabbit hole there. But coming to the landing page, how you should design the landing page. Now, you see here, these are the elements of e-com. So this is when it comes to a B2B landing page, it is taking the human element factors from B2C lead gen and taking the pain point or hook elements from a e-com lead gen page, e-com landing page, putting them together and making sense out of it. Okay, that should be your above the fold B2B landing page. Okay, so you see here, I'll just increase it. So you see here, what I'm saying is here, I'm, I am giving my authenticity. Okay, we are a ISO something verified company. We are in business for 20 plus years. We have trained 5,000 organizations. 50% of them are Fortune 500. Okay, so we are building trust here, or we are showing our authenticity here at the same time. Okay. Now, if you since this is a B2B landing page, you should look at the desktop version as well, because all these interns and all these middle level managers, they usually uh, they usually drop inquiries for their own work in their office hours. Okay, and it is very important to understand this. In a B2B lead generation, your target audience is not on mobile. Please understand this. When I was talking about e-com landing page or a B2C landing page, I was always saying 90% of traffic is on mobile. Why? Because their dealings are personal. Okay, somebody is buying AI agents, somebody is buying I don't know what some course. Okay, somebody is inquiring for a course, somebody is inquiring for your cybersecurity course, somebody is inquiring for something. They are all personal. Okay, when it's a B2C lead gen or a e-com mm, conversion. When it comes to B2B, 50% of the traffic is from desktops or laptops. Okay, it is very important to understand this when you are designing the page. Okay, why is that? Because when it comes to B2B, the inquiry is professional, it is not personal. Okay, so when the inquiry is professional and not personal, it means that they are going to land on your landing page from their office systems. Okay, if you are looking to target the CXOs, okay, and this is a small hack I have here, and this is probably something which nobody has ever told you before. If you are looking to generate leads from CXOs, okay, and if they are big companies, okay, because small companies, they will go into the B2C lead gen category. Okay, so you can follow those designs. When it comes to B2B lead gen, okay, and if you want inquiries from CXOs, and this is something that I have learned, is if you want inquiries from only C level, I am sorry, you will be disappointed because all the C level people, yeah, they use their phones a lot. They will have their Teams, their Microsoft Office permission on their phone. They will, of course, will be carrying an iPhone or a high-end phone, and they will also be probably landing on your page from their phone, probably. But the thing is, they usually delegate these tasks to their middle level and their lower level interns, okay, the freshers, the interns who are working. So it is the middle level people and the interns who are actually inquiring from their office laptops. Okay, it's never the CEOs or the purchase heads or the head of departments. They never do this stuff. Okay, they rarely do this stuff. If they are doing this stuff, that means they are a small company. Okay, so this is to simplify things. So when it comes to a B2B lead gen, your desktop traffic is 50%, 50%. So your B2B landing page is equally important on mobile and desktop. And probably you can focus more on desktop. Okay, because that is where you will get majority of your leads from. Okay, so if you see the desktop version, which is why I switched back to the desktop version, so here you see, here is the authenticity building and here are the pain points. Now this element is taken from an e-com page, this element is taken from a B2C lead gen page. Okay, so it's dual messaging. Okay, we are authentic. You have these problems. Talk to us. This is the message in the without scroll, zero scroll. This is the message. Okay, we are authentic. We have worked with so many people, and this is the problem that you have. We know this is the problem you have. Is your team future proof? Great leaders aren't born, they are trained. Cyber threats are evolving. Is your team ready? So if you are an agency and if you are making a landing page for 100,000 dollars budget client, 100,000 monthly budget client, you would be something, you should go something like, is uh, is your uh, is your is your marketing agency uh, doing the right stuff, or uh, is do you have the CAC that you want, or do you have the LTV that you want? Pain point, hook. Okay. uh, mm, mm, where do you see your company after, let's say, 2 years? Okay, again, pain point, hook. uh, I mean, just um, you can get the sense of what I'm trying to say. Pain point and then authenticity building. Both should be together at the same level. Okay. This is only true for a B2B landing page, not for a B2C or an e-com. Okay. Because if you do this in e-com, you have lost the person, you have lost the customer, you have lost the sale. And if you do it on B2C, you have lost the lead. Okay, this is only true for B2B, because all these interns and these middle-level managers who are dropping majority of the inquiries, they literally have lots of time to go through your stuff. Okay, they will actually ask questions. Oh, you like, where is this particular supply chain cost that I don't see? So, and probably that course is like hardly relevant to 0.1% of the corporates, but they will still ask. So because they are not that experienced. So yeah. So this is the one. So this is zero scroll. Okay, which by the way, there are some secondary navigation as well, but we'll come to that later. So zero scroll and then one scroll. One scroll is now we are giving details. Okay, this is the head. These are the details. Inquire now. Same form. Okay. Talk to our expert. Same form. Now, this is very important. Talk to our expert. This language is very important. This language is universal. Okay. If you are making any B2B landing page, instead of book a consultation, which is typically a B2C lingo, okay, a B2B lingo is more straightforward, because you know you are going to talk to an intern first, okay, or you know you are going to talk to an assistant manager or a middle level manager first, okay. He's just the evaluator, okay. The actual budget approval will come from his boss or his super boss, who probably never has a time to go look at your website. Okay. So talk to your expert. You need to have action oriented CTA. Don't book a consultation. Don't book a call. Talk to us. Okay. You can also give your WhatsApp this thing, WhatsApp uh, widget here. We don't have it because we can't use WhatsApp call aggressively in the Gulf. There are a lot of restrictions. But if this page was used in any other region apart from the Gulf, I would have definitely given a phone number or a WhatsApp. Okay, a WhatsApp is much better than a phone number, because a phone number will not typically work on click to call from a desktop. They will need to install something, and people nowadays are very concerned about privacy issues and all that. So it's better to give a WhatsApp widget, which will directly take it to their WhatsApp, this thing here, their WhatsApp messaging, and you can have the lead, and it's a really warm lead. Okay, so so first crawl, urgency done, hook done. Not urgency, hook is done. Now, if you observe, there is no urgency. Okay, there is no urgency. There is a reason for it. Is because, again, who is your audience? Interns and middle level managers. Always in B2B. Always. If you are talking directly to the CXO or the CMO of a company, that company is typically a $10,000, $20,000 budget company. Okay, I'm not into demoralize or demotivate or degrade anyone. I'm just saying that that is how the funnel works. Okay, so $100,000 per month budget company will always have their interns and the middle level managers talking to you. So you need to educate them. This is very important. You need to educate them first. Okay, so after the hook, there is no urgency, and this is why it works. And then you give details, and then inquire now, inquire now, inquire now, inquire now. This is the entire very big section. Each section is inquire now. Okay. Now, here comes the most important. Okay. And this structure of a B2B page is very different from a B2C or an e-com. You have never seen this before. I mean, you have seen it in your pages, but you have never seen it in a typical B2C or a e-com page, e-com landing page. Okay. What distinguishes us? So here is the storytelling. B2B storytelling is very important. Okay. So, and again, your target audience, I'm repeating it again, your target audience are the middle level and the lower level managers first. So you have to educate them first. Okay. Storytelling educates your audience when they land on your page. So when they are talking to you, they know your background. Okay, so what distinguishes us? Who benefits most? Is this the kind of excellence you want as part of your team? Why aren't you already reaping the benefits? What obstacles are preventing you? How are you uniquely positioned to support your organization's growth? What exactly will you receive from corporate training initiatives? How do you envision measurable success? What is the positive impact? How will you support your and enhance your team performance over time? So this is like the flow of storytelling. So if the person didn't drop a lead on a hook or here, it means that person has already dropped leads at five other companies who are your competitors. Okay. So you need to give them something different on your page. Okay. So you need to ask probing questions. Now, storytelling is a sweet way of probing your audience, giving them the answers, making them feel comfortable, and objection handling. Okay, so if you remember in a e-com or a B2C landing page, objection handling comes much later in the page. It's right at the bottom where the FAQs to the objection handling. In a B2B, an objection handling happens middle of the page. Okay. It has to happen in the middle. Why? Because of the audience that will speak to you first. Okay. They will have lots of questions, and almost 80% of those questions will be stupid questions. Okay. No offense to anyone, but that is how corporates work. So most of the initial questions will be stupid. So you will have to take care of all the stupid questions right before they come to you. Okay. So that is a power of storytelling. Okay. Then is testimonials. Hear what corporates have to say. We have good number of testimonials. Request more info. Now you see here what we have done is uh, I could have made the form pop up here, but I just wanted that user to go up there. Okay. So it usually, again, your audience is has a lot of time. In corporates, your audience is like literally like their job is to speak to you. So you can afford to waste their time. It doesn't work in a B2C or an e-com page, but it works in B2B. You have to waste their time because the more they are on your page, the more likely they are to drop an inquiry. Okay. Now you see, after the testimonials, here comes the section of ultimate trust building. This is ultimate transparency you can have a location, and this is a typical math widget here. Okay, you can't make this up. This is a typical math widget. Okay, it's very easy. You can insert it in any landing page. Just chat GPT and chat GPT will tell you. Okay, so so you see, so in a B2B landing page, you have the urgency, sorry, you have the hook or the pain points, okay, followed by so on the top you have authenticity, then you immediately have the urgency of pain points, again coupled with authenticity. Then there is a normal flow of a B2C landing page with details and give us a lead, details and give us a lead, details and give us a lead. And then you have objection handling through storytelling. Okay. Storytelling is your fourth scroll. And then immediately after storytelling, you have testimonials. Okay. And then after testimonials, you have the ultimate trust building, which is sharing your location. Okay. And I will say this is mandatory for every B2B landing page. Even if your location is somewhere inaccessible, doesn't matter. Just share your location. Okay. Nobody will come to your office and say that, hey, I want to talk to you. If they do, that's even better. But you have to share your location, your exact, true, accurate location on a landing page. Okay, and then immediately you see request my info. Okay, so you see the flow, you observe the flow, how it works, and then we have the final section which says that where are we all accredited. Now, going back to the mobile section, so again, since it's B2B, we have to talk of desktop and mobile because the traffic split is 50-50. Okay, so here you see there is not much difference on a mobile page, but there is just one difference of call to action, which is slightly different, and this is intentional. This is intentional orange colored CTA. Okay, same structure, just a slight difference in one of the background images because I just think she's prettier. And then there is uh, authenticity failed. Okay. So, and then again, the section repeats. Okay. And you see, you have a secondary section. This is also very important for a B2B landing page. It does not need to be a full-fledged website again, but this is just for easy navigation because you have to make those middle-level managers be very comfortable on your page. Okay. Okay. So again, structure, heading and details, taking lead at every point. This is slightly malfunctioning here. And then you have the storytelling, which is the same as the desktop. And then you have the testimonials. And then you have the location. Okay, same request more information. And then you have the this thing. Okay, so summing up the B2B page, it has to be urgent, it has to be pain point first. Okay. Mm. It has to be pain point and authenticity first, and then there are details. Okay, and then there is the storytelling section, then testimonials, then location, which is the ultimate transparency. You don't need to do this on a B2C or a e-com page, but you need to do it on a B2B landing page. Okay, so thank you. This sums up our bonus course on landing pages. We have been through five different case studies. Two of them were e-com landing page, two of them were B2C lead gen landing page, which are very useful for PMAX lead gen. And then uh, we did the case study on a B2B landing page. Okay, thank you and have a great day. I'm always open to questions. You have my LinkedIn ID. I am very much interested in having a discussion with you on anything that you need help with. Okay. Thank you. Have a great day and God bless.